"You're giving Kaya your room," my mom said, like she was telling me to pass the salt. I blinked. "What?" "She needs a calm, healing space. The basement's too musty. You'll be fine down there for a while." I looked at my dad. He didn't even glance up from his phone, just nodded like he was on autopilot. "She's sick, Sloane," Mom added, her voice already sharp with judgment. "You know that." No, I didn't. Not really. All I knew was that 2 hours ago, Kaya had come home from some specialist appointment looking pale and dramatic, and now suddenly she had a rare condition no one could name. No diagnosis. Just vague words like autoimmune and experimental treatment, and we caught it just in time. I'm Sloane, by the way. I'm 26, work 2 jobs, and have been saving every cent to buy my own place. Still living at home, yeah, but not for lack of trying. I was this close to putting down a deposit. Until now. Kaya stood in the hallway behind Mom, wrapped in a cream cashmere blanket like she was auditioning for a tragic indie film. She coughed once, delicate, rehearsed, and looked at me with big, watery eyes. "I'm scared," she whispered. She didn't look scared. She looked smug. "You want me to move into the basement?" I asked slowly. "It's temporary," Mom said. "Just until she stabilizes. The specialist said stress could trigger a flare-up." I stared at Kaya. "You mean the same specialist who doesn't have a name or a clinic I can Google?" "Sloane," Dad warned, finally looking up. "Don't start." "Start?" I hadn't even opened the gate. Mom leaned forward, placing a hand on my arm like I was the unreasonable one here. "We need to support her right now. Family pulls together in crisis." I almost laughed. "Funny. I've been in a crisis for years. No one moved out of a room for me." Kaya sniffled. "It's fine. I didn't want to be a burden." I clenched my jaw. She was so good. That perfect mix of martyr and manipulator. She should have gone into politics. Then came the kicker. Mom cleared her throat. "There's also the treatment. It's expensive." Of course it was. She looked at me meaningfully. "We know you've been saving, and this could be life or death." "You're asking me to give her my savings?" "Loan," Dad said quickly. "It's a loan." I didn't say anything. I just walked into the kitchen, opened the fridge, and stared at the orange juice like it held answers. I didn't want to say yes. Every cell in my body screamed, "Don't." But guilt is a hell of a drug. And in this house, it's always been served cold. I transferred the money that night. $50,000. Everything I had. The next morning, my room was already being converted. Kaya's diffuser was plugged in, her silk eye mask on my pillow. My bookshelf was gone, my stuff shoved into boxes. I dragged them downstairs to the basement, unfinished, cold, smelling like mildew and disappointment. I stood in the middle of it and just breathed, trying to swallow the lump in my throat. That's when I heard it. Laughter. I crept up the stairs just enough to peek around the corner. Kaya was in the hallway with Mom sipping a smoothie. She looked healthy, radiant even. She glanced over her shoulder, right at me, and smiled. Not a thank you smile, not a grateful smile. A smile that said, I won. That night I couldn't sleep. The basement light buzzed overhead and my mattress was on the floor. I scrolled through my bank app just to torture myself. That's when I saw it. $12,000 wired to something called Lumina Lifestyle. I clicked it. Not a clinic. A luxury wellness brand. They sold silk robes, imported crystals, and $300 collagen elixirs. Their Instagram looked like a cult for rich girls who'd never worked a day in their lives. I sat up straight. I checked the other transactions. Another $3,000 to a resort in Miami. $1,500 to a private esthetician. A $400 Uber Black ride. I stared at the screen, my heart pounding. My mouth went dry. She wasn't sick. She was shopping. I felt something inside me snap, not like a twig, but like a steel cable under pressure. Years of being the good daughter, the one who cleaned up, stayed quiet, worked hard. I gave up vacations, parties, even dating, just to build a future. And Kaya, she stole it with a cough and a cashmere blanket. I turned off my phone and lay back down, staring at the cracked ceiling. This wasn't over, not even close. I need you to hack my sister. Angela didn't even blink. Okay, what kind of hack? We were sitting in her apartment, surrounded by monitors and half-eaten takeout. She was the only person I trusted enough to say it out loud. That Kaya was faking, that she took my money, that I had proof. Angela leaned forward, tying her curls into a bun. You want her phone? Socials? Bank? All of it, especially the money trail. She cracked her knuckles. Let's go fishing. Angela's job title is Digital Forensic Analyst, but she calls herself a professional snoop. She's been my best friend since high school, and the only person who never bought into the Kaya hype. Within 10 minutes, she had a burner laptop open and was already scraping Kaya's public data. Her Instagram's on private, she said, but if you make a fake account and follow her, I can mirror it. I nodded. I'll pretend to be some influencer fangirl. Angela grinned. Kaya's weakness. We built the account together. Photos stolen from a real lifestyle blogger, complete with pastel filters and fake captions about oat milk and journaling. Kaya accepted the follow within an hour. By that night, we were watching her private stories from Angela's screen. Pause, I said, pointing. That's the Miami resort I saw on the transaction. Kaya was poolside in a white bikini, sipping a drink with a gold straw. The caption read, Healing looks different for everyone, Michelle's self-care journey. Angela raised an eyebrow. Sick, huh? I scrolled further. Spa selfies. A shopping spree at Balenciaga. A boomerang of her getting lip filler. Angela clicked open another tab. Let's look at her bank activity. I handed over the login info I'd memorised from watching Kaya type it in once. Angela cracked the security questions in minutes. She whistled. Damn, she's been spending like she's got a trust fund. We pulled up a spreadsheet and started logging every charge. $2,400 at a med spa, Angela read. $900 for a private Reiki session. $1,100 at some place called the Glow Den. I stared. She told Mum that was a clinic. Angela kept scrolling. Oh my God, look at this. It was a selfie Kaya had sent someone. Lips swollen, face flushed, clearly post-procedure. The message below it said, worth every cent. Sloane's such a sucker, lol. My stomach turned. Angela's voice was quiet. She's bragging about it. I know. We sat in silence for a second. Angela looked over at me. You okay? No, I said. But I'm not surprised. We kept digging. Angela pulled metadata from Kaya's stories, matched timestamps to purchases, and built a timeline. We found a charge for a first-class flight to Miami 2 days after I gave her the money. She told everyone she was going to a treatment centre in Arizona, I said. Angela shook her head. She went to a 5-star resort with a rooftop bar. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. She's not just lying, she's thriving. Angela clicked open a folder on her desktop. Let's start saving everything. Screenshots, receipts, timestamps. Build a case. I nodded. We'll call it the recovery files. We spent the next few days quietly collecting. I played nice at home, smiled when Kaya floated through the kitchen in silk pyjamas, and nodded when Mum said she was finally looking better. Better? She looked like a damn magazine cover. At night, I'd go back to Angela's and we'd add more to the folder. Kaya's DMs were full of influencer wannabes, brand reps, and one guy who sent her $500 just because she was pretty. Angela clicked on a message thread with a contact saved as Martinez. Wait, I said. Is that Sophia Martinez? The Sophia? Angela nodded. Looks like Kaya's been trying to get in with her brand. We scrolled through the messages. Kaya had sent selfies, talked about her healing journey, and even pitched herself as an ambassador for a new skincare line. Angela laughed bitterly. She's using your money to buy clout. I felt my jaw tighten. She's building a career off a fake illness. Angela paused. You still want to keep this quiet? I thought about it. About my parents. About how Mom still made Kaya's tea every morning like she was a patient in hospice. About how Dad refused to even look at me when I brought up the money. No, I said. Not forever. Angela clicked save on the latest batch of screenshots. Then we keep going. We build the truth. And when it's ready, we drop it like a bomb. I nodded slowly. This wasn't just about money anymore. It was about every time I was told to be quiet. Every time Kaya cried and I got blamed. Every time my parents looked at her like she was made of gold and looked at me like I was just there. Angela turned to me. You ready for the next level? What's that? She grinned. We track her travel history. She pulled up Kaya's Uber receipts, flight confirmations, hotel check-ins. We mapped it all out on a digital timeline. Miami, LA, Sedona, back to Miami, Angela muttered. Girl's been on tour. I stared at the screen. One of the photos from Miami showed Kaya with a drink in one hand and a peace sign in the other. She was wearing a bikini and a bandage on her nose. Angela zoomed in. The caption read, New nose. Who dis? I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just smiled. Let her keep posting. Let her keep spending. She had no idea what was coming. Mum, can I ask you something? She looked up from her crossword. Pen paused mid-air. Of course, honey. I sat across from her at the kitchen table, my laptop open but untouched. Kaya was upstairs watching some documentary about healing frequencies at full volume. I kept my voice casual. I noticed one of the treatment charges went to a resort in Miami. Is that part of the program? Her eyes flickered. Just a second. But I saw it. Oh, that, she said, waving her hand. It's a wellness retreat. Very exclusive. The doctor said it would help with her emotional regulation. Right, I said. Because nothing says medical emergency like ocean views and poolside smoothies. She frowned. Sloane, don't be petty. I'm not. I gave up everything for this. I want to understand where it's going. She sighed like I was exhausting. Kaya's condition is complicated. It's not just physical. It affects her nervous system, her hormones, her Instagram following. Her pen hit the table. Enough. I stared at her. You knew, didn't you? She blinked. What are you talking about? You helped plan it. The retreat, the spa days, the whole thing. You knew it wasn't a real illness. Her face went hard. That's a disgusting accusation. I leaned in. I found the emails, Mom. Your name was on the booking confirmation. You called it a reset trip. She stood up flustered. That was before we knew how serious it was. No, I said. It was after I gave you the money. She turned, busying herself with the dishes. You don't understand what it's like to have a child in pain. I am your child. She didn't answer. I walked out before I said something I couldn't take back. That night, I went to Angela's with a flash drive full of emails I'd quietly forwarded from Mum's laptop. She'd left it open in the living room. Rookie mistake. Angela scrolled through the messages. Wow, your mum didn't just help. She coordinated the whole thing. She even picked out the spa menu. Angela clicked on one email. Look at this. She told Kaya to lean into the drama so people would believe it. I stared at the screen. Angela turned to me. You still want to play nice? No, I said. I want to build a file so airtight it suffocates them. We started organising everything. Screenshots, receipts, emails, timestamps, photos. We labelled folders by category: medical lies, financial fraud, parental complicity. Angela added a new one: history of manipulation. What's that for? I asked. She looked at me. You said this isn't the first time Kaya's done something like this. I hesitated. Then I opened the old box I'd brought from the basement. Inside were my childhood journals, worn, tear-stained, full of scribbles. I flipped to a page dated July 14th, my 11th birthday. I read aloud. Kaya faked a seizure at dinner. I was blowing out my candles and she screamed and fell on the floor. Everyone forgot about the cake. They took her to the hospital. She was fine. Angela looked up. She did this at your birthday party? Every time I had something good, she found a way to ruin it. I pulled out a photo from that day. I was in a party dress, holding a balloon. In the background, Kaya was lying on the floor, eyes open, smirking. Angela took the photo. This goes in the file, I nodded. Let's call it Exhibit A. We worked through the night. By morning, the file was 80 pages long and still growing. At breakfast, Kaya breezed into the kitchen wearing a silk robe and sunglasses indoors. Morning, she chirped, grabbing a green juice from the fridge. I stared at her. How's your condition? She smiled sweetly. Oh, fluctuating. Mum walked in behind her, already fussing. Kaya, don't forget your supplements. Kaya winked. Wouldn't dream of it. I left. I couldn't sit there and watch them play house while I lived in a basement like a troll. That afternoon, I went to see Dad. He was in the garage, pretending to fix the lawnmower. "Hey," I said. He looked up. "Hey, kiddo." I handed him a printed spreadsheet. "This is where the money went. It's not medical. It's luxury." He glanced at it, uncomfortable. "Your mom said it was part of her recovery." "Dad, she's not sick. She's scamming us." He rubbed the back of his neck. "I don't know, Sloane. Your mum says," I snapped. "Why does mum's word always override mine?" He looked startled. I softened. "I'm not trying to start a war. I just want you to see the truth." He handed the paper back. "I trust your mother." And that was that. I went back to Angela's and added a new folder, Willful Ignorance. She looked at me. "What now?" I stared at the screen. "We invoice them," I said. Angela raised an eyebrow. "Like, literally?" "Yeah. Every dollar. Every lie. Every year they made me feel invisible. We send them the bill." Angela grinned. "Brutal. I love it." We started formatting it that night. Header. Final invoice. Subtitle: For services rendered in gullibility, emotional labour, and financial devastation. Angela added a logo. A tiny broken heart with a dollar sign in the middle. I laughed for the first time in weeks. They wanted to treat me like a bank. Fine. Let's settle the account. I sent the email at 2:13 a.m. No subject line, no dramatic message, just a Dropbox link and a PDF titled Final Invoice. I stared at the screen for a full minute after hitting send, heart pounding like I'd just committed a crime. Maybe I had. By 8 a.m, Kaya had blocked me on everything. No texts, no calls, no DMs. Her Instagram, gone. Not just blocked, vanished, like I'd never existed. I walked into the kitchen that morning and Mom was standing by the sink, clutching her phone like it had burned her. She didn't say a word, just looked at me with this mix of horror and betrayal. I poured my coffee in silence. "You're trying to destroy this family," she finally said. I took a sip. "No, I'm just showing receipts." Kaya didn't come downstairs. Later I heard her door slam, followed by the sound of drawers being yanked open, probably packing, or pretending to. Dad didn't even look at me when he walked in, just grabbed his keys and left. I went to Angela's. She was already on her laptop, eyes wide. "It's spreading." "What is?" She turned the screen toward me. "The invoice. Someone leaked it. It's on Twitter, Reddit, even TikTok." I blinked. "Wait, how?" Angela shrugged. "Maybe one of her influencer friends or someone she scammed. Doesn't matter. It's viral now." I sat down, stunned. Angela scrolled. "Look, Sophia Martinez reposted it." I leaned in. There it was. Sophia's story. A screenshot of the invoice with the caption, "Scammer alert." Angela grinned. "That's gonna hurt." Kaya worshipped Sophia. She'd been trying to get on her radar for years. Angela clicked through more posts. People are dissecting the whole thing. Timeline, receipts, even the fake illness. Someone made a meme of Kaya's healing journey with spa music in the background. I laughed, but it came out sharp. Angela paused. "You okay?" I nodded. "Just processing." My phone buzzed. 10 missed calls from Mom. 3 from Dad. 1 from an unknown number. I turned it off. By evening, I had a letter waiting for me on my bed. Handwritten. From Mom. I didn't open it right away. Just stared at the envelope like it might explode. Angela came over later with takeout. We sat on the basement floor, eating noodles and watching the internet burn. "Kaya's brand deal is gone," she said, mouthful. "Sophia's company dropped her. Publicly." "She'll spin it," I muttered. Angela shook her head. "Not this time." The comments are brutal. People are calling her a scammer, a narcissist, a con artist. She is. Angela looked at me. "So what now? You got what you wanted?" I didn't answer. That night, I finally opened the letter. It was 5 pages long, mostly excuses. Mom blamed Kaya, blamed the doctors, blamed stress, but never herself. She wrote, "I didn't know how much you were hurting. I thought you were stronger than this." That line stuck with me. Like being strong meant being silent. Like being the good daughter meant being disposable. I folded the letter and tucked it into the back of my journal. The next day, someone knocked on the basement door. I opened it to find Carson. I hadn't seen him in over a year. He looked the same, messy hair, worn hoodie, eyes that always saw too much. "Hey," he said, "what are you doing here?" He held up his phone. "I saw the post." I stepped aside. "Come in." We sat on the edge of the mattress. He glanced around. "They really put you down here?" "Yep." He shook his head. "I should have said something earlier." "About what?" He hesitated. "I saw Kaya in Miami weeks ago at a club. She was fine. I thought you knew." I stared at him. "You saw her partying while I was wiring her my life savings?" He nodded, ashamed. "I figured it was some influencer thing. I didn't want to get involved." I looked away. No one ever does. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a photo. A selfie he took with Kaya that night. She was laughing. Drink in hand, not a care in the world. I added it to the recovery files. "I'm sorry," Carson said. I nodded. "Thanks for the proof." He paused. "You leaving?" "I'm packing." "Where to?" "Anywhere that isn't here." He stood. "You deserve better." I didn't say anything. After he left, Angela called. "You're not going to like this," she said. "What now?" She sent me a screenshot. "A bank account, in my name. Opened 6 months ago, with a $10,000 transfer to Kaya." I stared at it. Angela's voice was tight. "Your mom accessed it. I traced the IP. It was open from your home Wi-Fi." I sat down, hard. "She used my name." Angela whispered. "They've been stealing from you longer than you thought." I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just opened a new folder on the recovery files, title Identity Theft. Subtitle, You raised a thief. You became one too. Angela spun toward me in her chair, eyes wide. "Okay, so we're not just talking fraud anymore. This is identity theft." I nodded slowly, staring at the screen. And it was my own mother who did it. She clicked through the bank statements again. "The account was opened 6 months ago. Name, address, even your social. They used your info to funnel money to Kaya. How much total? 10 grand. All transferred in chunks. The last one was 2 weeks ago." I stood up, pacing. "I want to press charges." Angela looked at me. "You could, but are you ready for that fallout? I've already burned the bridge. Might as well salt the earth." She gave a low whistle. "Then let's finish what we started." We spent the next 3 days building the Dropbox. I'm talking folders, subfolders, labelled screenshots, receipts, emails, bank statements, voice memos, even screen recordings of Kaya's private stories. Angela formatted everything like a digital case file, professional, clean, and damning. We titled it 50K Recovery Files. There was a folder called Medical Lies, complete with a timeline showing Kaya's treatment overlapping with spa visits and nose jobs. Another called Bank Fraud, with side-by-side comparisons of my real account and the fake one opened in my name. A folder called Emotional Theft had photos of me at 11, crying at my birthday party while Kaya was wheeled out on a stretcher for a fake seizure. Angela added a cover page to the PDF. Final invoice. For the cost of silence, betrayal, and 26 years of being the backup daughter. I stared at it for a long time. Then I made a new email account, untraceable, no name, just a burner. I typed one sentence. "You owe me more than money, here's the proof." Attached the Dropbox link, hit send, sent it to Mom, Dad, Kaya. Then I waited. It didn't take long. By noon, my phone was blowing up. Calls, texts, voicemails, I didn't answer a single one. Angela texted me a screenshot. "It's happening!" The Dropbox link had leaked, again. Someone forwarded it to a local gossip group. From there, it spread like wildfire. Kaya's old classmates were sharing it. People from our church. Even her influencer friends were commenting. One post went viral, a side-by-side of Kaya's hospital bed selfie and a tagged photo of her at a Miami pool the same day. Caption, "Healing? Girl, you were heels deep in tequila." I couldn't stop laughing. Angela called. "Sophia Martinez just reposted the invoice again." What did she say this time? She added, "Don't build your brand on lies, we see you." Kaya's brand deal was officially dead. By 5 p.m, her Instagram was locked, her TikTok wiped. Her name was trending locally under Kayakon. I was sitting on the basement floor, surrounded by boxes, when Mom finally banged on the door. "Sloane! Open this door right now!" I stayed silent. "I can't believe you would do this to your own sister." I heard Dad's voice behind her, quieter. "We need to talk about this." I didn't move. Eventually they left. Angela came by with champagne and a USB backup of everything. "You want to watch the meltdown?" She pulled up a live stream. Kaya, tear-streaked and furious, was live on TikTok. "They're lying!" she sobbed. "This is a smear campaign from someone who's always hated me." The comments were brutal. "Girl, you faked cancer for clout. You stole from your sister and used it for a boob job. Your mum helped you scam your own family," Angela scrolled. "She's losing followers by the second." I watched Kaya cry on screen, mascara running, voice shrill. She was unravelling in real time. Angela turned to me. "Do you feel better?" I didn't answer, because honestly, I didn't know. I'd waited years to feel seen, to feel like someone finally believed me, and now the whole internet did. But instead of relief, there was just silence. Angela handed me a flash drive. "Everything's backed up, in case they try to sue or spin it." I nodded. "Thanks." She hesitated. "You're really leaving?" "Yeah, tomorrow." Angela looked around the basement. "You want help packing?" "I'm already packed," she smiled. "Of course you are." That night, I sat on my mattress one last time and opened my laptop. I found an old photo, me and Kaya as kids. I was maybe 9. She was 5. We were in matching dresses, holding hands. I almost deleted it, but instead, I dragged it into a new folder. "Before you picked her." Then I attached it to a new PDF. "Invoice, number 2, for your contributions to my disillusionment." I sent it to Mom and Dad. No message, just the file. Then I shut my laptop and turned off the light. Let them sit with it. Let them finally see what they built. The first voicemail came at 7:12 a.m. "Sloane, please call me. We need to talk. This isn't how families handle things." Then another. "You've embarrassed us. Kaya's in pieces. I hope you're proud." And another. "I didn't know she used your name. I swear. Please just come upstairs. Let's talk." I blocked every number. By noon, I had 20 missed calls, 5 emails, and a text from Dad that just said, I don't know what to say." I didn't respond. I was too busy loading the last of my boxes into the back of Angela's car. "You sure you want to do this today?" she asked, watching me slam the trunk shut. "Yep." "You don't want to wait until the dust settles?" I looked at the house. The front door was cracked open, curtains twitching. "Nope." Angela nodded. "Then let's bounce." We were halfway down the street when Kaya called me from a new number. I let it ring. Then she texted, "You ruined my life over jealousy. Hope it was worth it." I didn't answer. Angela pulled into her driveway, helped me carry the boxes into her guest room, and handed me a spare key. "You can stay as long as you need," she said. "Thanks." We sat on her couch, scrolling through the latest fallout. Kaya's name was still trending. Someone had made a TikTok deep dive series called The Wellness Grift, complete with dramatic music and side-by-side receipts. Angela laughed. "This one has 2.3 million views." I leaned back, exhausted. "Good." Then her phone pinged. She frowned. "Okay, this is weird." She turned the screen toward me. It was a notification from her fraud alert system. A login attempt on one of my old accounts. "What account is that?" I asked. Angela pulled it up. "A secondary checking account. It was opened in your name. Again." I blinked. "I didn't open another one." Angela's fingers flew across the keyboard. "Let me trace the IP." 2 minutes later, she looked up. "It came from your house. Same Wi-Fi as before." "Elise," I said flatly. Angela nodded. "She tried to access it again last night, probably looking for more money." I sat there for a second, stunned. She's still doing it. After everything. Angela pulled up the account. There's only $200 in it, but she tried to move it. I laughed, sharp and bitter. "She's not even stealing out of need. It's just habit now." Angela looked at me. "Do you want to press charges?" I didn't answer right away. Instead, I opened my laptop and added a new folder to the recovery files. The repeat offender. Angela leaned back. You know, you could go public. Really public. Tell the whole story. Not just receipts. Your side. I raised an eyebrow. Like a blog? No, she said. Reddit. It's where this kind of thing lives. People would eat it up. I laughed. You want me to post on Am I the A-hole? More like pro-revenge. Or true off my chest. I thought about it. All this time my voice had been buried under screenshots and spreadsheets. What if I actually told the story? Angela grinned. You'd go viral in a day. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed again. Carson, I answered. Hey, you okay? He asked. Define okay. He chuckled. I just saw Kaya's latest live stream. She's still trying to spin it. She was crying again. Said you weaponized the internet. Did it work? No. The comments are brutal. People are done with her. I exhaled. Good. He paused. I know it's not my place, but I'm proud of you. I smiled, surprised. Thanks. Want to grab coffee sometime? I hesitated. Maybe. After we hung up, I sat down and opened a blank document. Angela walked in with 2 mugs. You writing it? Thinking about it. She handed me a mug. Tell them everything. Not just what she did, but what they all did. I nodded. Then I pulled out the last box I hadn't unpacked yet. Inside was a folder of old report cards, drawings, birthday cards. One caught my eye. A crayon drawing from when I was 7. It was our family. Me, Mum, Dad, and Kaya. I was off to the side, holding a balloon. Kaya was in the centre, wearing a crown. Angela looked over my shoulder. That says it all. I scanned it. Then I opened a new folder in the recovery files. Before you picked her. Angela smiled. You're not just sending receipts anymore. You're sending history. I nodded. They wanted to forget what they did, but now the internet would remember for them. Angela spun her laptop around. Okay, this is big. I leaned in. What now? She pointed at the screen. I traced the original fake account your mom opened in your name. Guess what? It wasn't just used to send money to Kaya. My stomach dropped. What else? Angela clicked through several tabs. She used it to apply for a store credit card in your name, and she maxed it out. I stared at her. How much? Just under $5,000. Mostly beauty products, clothes, and a couple charges from some healing crystal site. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was so on brand it hurt. So she didn't just steal my money, she stole my identity to buy Kaya more glitter rocks. Angela's jaw clenched. You want to file a police report? I don't know, I said. Part of me wants to burn the whole house down. The other part, I don't know if I want to deal with lawyers, court dates, all of it. Angela nodded. Then let's do what we do best. I raised an eyebrow, which is expose everything, quietly, strategically. Let the truth do the damage. I sat down next to her. We already did that. Not all of it, she said. You've shown what Kaya did, what your mum did, but not what they took from you. I looked at her. She opened a new folder on the recovery files, the true theft. Angela started dragging in photos. My old art projects, birthday cards, the crayon drawing of our family where Kaya wore the crown. She added voice memos I'd recorded over the years, venting alone in my room. Even the journal entry from when I was 11, the one about Kaya's fake seizure at my birthday party. Let's show them what they erased, she said. I nodded slowly. Okay, but one last thing. I opened my email and created a new message. No subject line, just one sentence. A quote. For your contributions to my disillusionment. I attached a PDF labelled invoice retribution and added the new folder link. Then I hit send. Angela watched me. You think they'll open it? They will. Later that night, Kaya went live again. Angela and I watched from her couch, popcorn in hand. Kaya's face was blotchy, her voice hoarse. I never meant to hurt anyone, she said. This is all being twisted. My sister has always resented me. Someone in the comments posted a screenshot from the recovery files. A side-by-side of Kaya's hospital selfie and a tagged photo of her at a Miami rooftop bar that same day. The comments exploded. You faked being sick to steal from your sister? Your mum helped you commit fraud? This isn't resentment, it's justice. Kaya's eyes darted across the screen. You don't know the full story, she said. You're all just believing a curated narrative. Angela snorted. Says the girl who faked a chronic illness for likes. Kaya's voice cracked. I was under pressure. My mum, she told me I had to keep up appearances. That was new. Angela leaned forward. She's throwing Elise under the bus. Kaya kept going. I didn't want to do it. My mum said we needed the money, that Sloane wouldn't miss it. I froze. Angela's head snapped toward me. Did she just admit it? Kaya wiped her nose. She said Sloane was always going to be fine, that she was the strong one, that she'd understand. I felt the air leave my lungs. Angela muted the video. You okay? I nodded. I didn't expect her to say it out loud. She's panicking, Angela said. She's trying to save herself. I stared at the screen. She just confirmed what I've always known. I was never the favourite. I was the fallback. Angela didn't say anything. She just reached over and squeezed my hand. The next day, I got an email from a startup media company. One of those truth-focused platforms that digs into real stories. They'd seen the recovery files, and the invoice, and the live stream. The subject line read, We'd like to offer you a job. I stared at it for a solid minute. Angela walked in, holding coffee. You look like you saw a ghost. I turned the screen toward her. She grinned. They want you to be a content analyst? I nodded. They want me to tell stories, real ones. Angela raised her mug. To poetic justice! I clinked mine against hers. Later, I packed up the last of my things from the basement. I didn't tell anyone I was coming. I just walked in, grabbed the boxes and walked out. Mum was in the kitchen. She saw me, opened her mouth, but I kept walking. No goodbyes, no apologies, just closure. As I loaded the last box into Angela's car, she handed me her phone. You ready? I looked at the screen. Read it. Pro-revenge. The title. I paid $50,000 for my sister's mystery illness. Then I found out what she really spent it on. I took a deep breath. Then I hit post. The post hit 10,000 upvotes in under an hour. By the time I finished my coffee, it was on the front page of Pro-Revengel. Comments poured in faster than I could read them. You're a legend. This is the most satisfying takedown I've ever read. You didn't just drop receipts, you dropped a whole damn filing cabinet. I hope you're at peace now. I wasn't sure if peace was the right word, but I felt something shift. Angela walked in, waving her phone. You're officially internet famous. I laughed. That's not exactly what I was going for. She flopped onto the couch. Too late. You struck a nerve. People are sharing their own stories. Sick siblings who weren't sick. Parents who picked favourites. Girls who were always the responsible one. I sat beside her. It's weird. I didn't expect people to care this much. Angela handed me her phone. Read this one. It was a message in my inbox. I've been the Sloane in my family for years. Reading your story made me feel seen. Thank you. I stared at it. Angela nudged me. You gave people a voice. That's not weird. That's powerful. My phone buzzed. Another message. This one was from Carson. You free tonight? I owe you a drink. Or 10. I texted back. Sure, just one. I'm not trying to trauma bond over tequila. He replied with a laughing emoji and a location. Later, I met him at a quiet bar on the edge of town. He was already at a booth sipping a beer. When he saw me, he stood up. Hey. We sat. He looked at me for a second, then shook his head. I still can't believe you did it. Believe it? He grinned. You destroyed an entire facade with a Dropbox link. I raised my glass. Cheers to digital receipts. We clinked. He leaned forward. So what now? You planning to go full whistleblower? I shrugged. I got offered a job, telling real stories. I think I'm going to take it. That's amazing. I'm still figuring things out, I said. But at least now I get to do it on my terms. He nodded. You deserve that. I looked at him. You were right, by the way, about Kaya. You saw it before anyone else. I should have said something sooner. You did when it mattered. He smiled. So, friends again? I hesitated, then smiled back. Yeah, friends. When I got back to Angela's, there was a box on the porch, no return address. I opened it carefully. Inside was a small velvet pouch and a note. I took this from you when you were 12. I'm sorry. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to have it back. It was my grandmother's locket. I hadn't seen it in over a decade. I thought I'd lost it. Kaya had taken it. I held it in my hand for a long time. Angela came to the door. What's that? I showed her. She raised an eyebrow. Wow, that's unexpected. I nodded. She's not apologising to me. She's apologising to her audience. Still, Angela said, it's something. I put the locket on. It felt cold at first, then warm. Later that night, I got one more message from Mum. I read your post. I didn't recognise myself in it, but maybe that's the problem. I hope one day you'll let me try to be better. I stared at it for a long time. Then I hit delete. Angela walked in with 2 mugs of tea. You good? I think so. She handed me a mug. You know, you didn't just send an invoice. I looked at her. You sent a receipt, she said. For every time they made you feel invisible, for every time they told you to be the strong one, for every ounce of love they never gave you. I nodded. And for the first time in a long time, I felt seen. Not by them, but by me.